Dan was, by all conventional standards, a strikingly handsome young man. His most defining physical feature was his hair, a vibrant, sun-kissed blonde that fell just past his ears. Yet, it was this very hair that became the focus of his deepest, most consuming ambition. He didn't want medium hair, he wanted a mane. For the past 15 months, Dan had been a dedicated, almost obsessive student of trichology, the study of hair and scalp. His initial hopeful attempts involved the usual suspects: daily scalp massages, carefully timed trims by a barber who swore by the phases of the moon for growth, and an industrial quantity of vitamins. But the results were disheartening. His hair grew, of course, but at a painfully slow, barely perceptible rate. The thought of hair extensions had been floating in the periphery of his mind for months, a radical, almost taboo solution. He had dismissed it initially as cheating, an inauthentic shortcut. But one rainy Tuesday, after trying yet another expensive miracle serum, he snapped. He realized his obsession was consuming his life, and the fastest way to liberation was to simply have the hair. He spent the next few days researching. He didn't want just any extensions, he wanted artistry. His search led him to Aura, a boutique salon nestled in the city's most fashionable district, renowned not just for cutting, but for hair transformation. Stepping into Aura was like entering a gallery dedicated to beauty. The air smelled faintly of sandalwood and expensive conditioner. Everything was minimalist: polished concrete floors, soft recessed lighting, and large mirrors framed in aged brass. He was approached by a woman who seemed to embody the salon's ethereal name. Her name was Ilara.
Hello.
She said, her voice possessing a calm, measured rhythm.
You must be Dan. I'm Ilara. Tell me, what beautiful change are we making today?
Dan, usually reserved and self-conscious about his quest, found himself speaking with an unexpected openness. He told her the whole story: the long months, the failed remedies, the slow, agonizing growth. Ilara listened without judgment, her head tilted slightly, occasionally running her fingers lightly over his natural ends.
I understand completely, Dan. It's a powerful desire, and you've certainly done your research. Your hair itself is in beautiful condition. That's the most important thing. We won't be cheating, we'll be fast-forwarding.
She led him to a private consultation area where they meticulously selected the perfect extensions.
We'll use a keratin bond technique.
Ilara explained, showing him a tiny, transparent tip.
It's discreet, durable, and when done properly, you won't feel a thing. It will look completely natural.
The process began. Dan settled into the luxurious chair, a cape draped over him. Ilara's concentration was absolute. The rhythmic clicks of the heated tool, the hushed ambiance of the salon, and the gentle tension on his scalp created a deeply soporific effect. Ilara spoke to him occasionally, keeping him engaged, but as the minutes turned into an hour, and then more, the calm was overwhelming. He watched her reflection in the mirror, her face focused, her brow slightly furrowed in concentration.
We're getting close to the crown, Dan.
She murmured softly.
Almost the final stretch.
But Dan was already fading. His eyes felt heavy, his body relaxed entirely into the plush leather of the chair.
Take a nap, Dan, Ilara suggested, her voice barely a whisper. You've earned it. I'll just finish this last section, and I promise the view when you wake up will be spectacular.
Dan nodded, or thought he did. He closed his eyes, surrendering to the quiet darkness. He was asleep before Ilara finished the final, intricate bond. The deep, transformative sleep was a chrysalis, and the cocoon of the salon chair held him captive until the process was complete. A sudden, strange awareness pulled him back to consciousness. It wasn't the sound of an alarm or a touch, but a peculiar sense of weightlessness. He blinked his eyes open. He was alone. Ilara was nowhere in sight. Only his reflection in the large, spotless mirror before him remained. He stretched languidly,
his hand going instinctively to his head, his fingers tangled in what was undeniably his dream. Long, flowing, heavy hair that cascaded past his shoulders, a luxurious waterfall of blonde. A thrill shot through him, but as his gaze drifted lower, his mind failed to process the image in the mirror. It was not Dan who stared back. In the chair sat a young woman of breathtaking beauty. The face was impossibly delicate, framed by the newly achieved long blonde hair that shined under the salon lights. The features, Dan's eyes, Dan's lips, Dan's nose, had been refined, softened, and reshaped into a graceful feminine mold. Even his hands, resting on the cape, were slender and elegant.
A paralyzing silence held him captive for a moment as the truth hit him with the force of a physical blow. The person in the mirror was her. A primal, raw scream tore itself from his throat, loud enough to shatter the serene quiet of the salon. "What is happening?" he shrieked, his voice sounding strangely high, melodious, and utterly unfamiliar. He scrambled upright, bumping against the chair. The sudden noise brought Ilara running from the back room, her expression initially one of mild annoyance, quickly replaced by pure, unadulterated shock. Ilara skidded to a halt, her hand flying to her mouth, her hazel eyes wide with disbelief.
Oh my heavens!
Ilara gasped, her voice barely a whisper.
Who are you? Where is Dan?
Dan, or the person who was Dan, could only point a trembling, newly slender finger at his reflection, tears of confusion welling in his beautiful, terrified eyes. "It's me!" she cried, the sound shaking with distress. "I'm Dan! What did you do to me? I fell asleep, and now I'm this!" Ilara slowly stepped forward, her professional composure battling the unbelievable reality before her.
I don't understand.
Ilara stammered, running her hand through her own hair.
I finished the extensions about an hour ago. You were sleeping so peacefully, and the lighting was low. I decided to let you rest for a few minutes while I cleaned up in the back. This is simply impossible.
As the initial terror subsided, a strange calm began to settle over her. She looked again at the mirror. She was a woman, yes, but she was stunning. The transformation was complete, seamless, and undeniably lovely. She ran her hand over her newly contoured face, across the curve of her shoulder, and down the magnificent length of the hair that was now truly hers. Ilara, recovering slightly, managed a shaky, genuine compliment.
Well, Dan, if it truly is you, I can only say, you are absolutely radiant. The hair is just incredible on you.
The compliment, coming from the highly professional stylist, broke the last wall of panic. She was now she, and she was beautiful. It was terrifying, bizarre, and yet strangely liberating. "Thank you, Ilara," she said, testing the new, lighter voice. I think I'm going to be okay. This is a lot to process." She turned to Ilara, who was staring at her with a mixture of professional pride in the hair and utter bewilderment at everything else. She said, "Listen, I need to go, but I feel, well, you're the last person I was with. I have a feeling I'll need a friend." She hesitated, a faint blush touching her new cheeks. Could I have your number for when I need to figure out my next step?" Ilara readily nodded.
Of course. Anything I can do. I need to know how this happened, too.
She quickly scribbled her personal number on a small, elegant business card. Dan took the card. She gave Ilara a final, bright smile, a new, feminine, but fundamentally Dan smile, and walked toward the door,
leaving the shocked stylist and the silent, transformative salon behind, ready to embrace the life of the beautiful new woman she had become.